Hello, WPF viewers. Skippy here, coach of the Steel City Surge, back again for week 6 of WPF Season 3 in the Delta Division. We are going to be taking on Oro and the Miami Masterpieces this week. We're coming off of a start of a losing streak here with 2 losses. After starting 3-0, we are now 3-2. Still in the playoff hunt, but we got to get a win this week. Before we get into the matchup this week, we do have some changes that we made to the roster. So, we dropped Hariyama Terra for Garganical Terra. We dropped Cyclozar and picked up Low Kicks. And then we traded away Agripon for Skeledirge. Agripon hadn't been doing much for us this season. It came to one match and didn't even do anything in that match. And while it's great for prep purposes, honestly, it just didn't seem to be doing very well on this roster. So we made a change and brought in Skeledirge. Similar amount of points. We actually gained 3 points from that trade. But I think it provides a little bit bulkier support for us going forward. We dropped Hariyama in return for Garganical, so that way we have another opportunity to get hazards up on our opponent's side of the field, provide some reliable recovery. Both Skeledirge and Garganical have reliable recovery with Slack Off and Recover. And then lastly, we did drop Cyclozar for Low Kicks. Honestly, Cyclozar had been pretty alright, but it's more of an offensive regenerator mon and hazard remover. I honestly don't think I'll be needing it for the rest of this season. If I think about it too much, hazards haven't played a ton of play into my matches. So I'm more worried about offense and priority. So we picked up Low Kicks, who can run First Impression and Sucker Punch, and provides us with another knockoff user in return for losing 3. We still have 1 that we get from this. So I like these trades. I think it provides a little bit more bulk for the team and allows me to play the style that I like, which is more of a bulky offense. Yeah, so those were the moves that we made going into week 6. So we have these 3 mons available for us, and we actually do bring 2 of them with us this week. So let's get into the matchup and the team from here. So getting into the matchup this week, we have Oro, like I said before, with Free Terra, Como, Free Terra, Espeon, Zapdos, Weavile, Iron Treads, Azumarill, Sinestria, Clodsire, Arcanine, Cutiefly. Very scary team with Free Terra, Como, and Free Terra, Espeon. We're going to hope to try to check it as best as possible. Like I was saying, Free Terra Como is a threat. It has very little switch-ins on my team, so if it wants to run Terra Ground or Terra Dark, both of which are somewhat expected this week, then we could be in a potential issue, or we could have a potential problem. But we'll have to see what ends up being brought. But we do have some potential to deal with Como, regardless if it's a special Clang or a Soul set, or if it's just a physical set, or if it's just a do damage set. So we'll have to see which one's brought. Sinestria is a very big problem for this team. The only switch-in we really have is Low Kicks, and Low Kicks can potentially not check it very well, so we gotta be able to deal with that Sinestria decently. With a few different options. We have a couple of different options that we can use for it. Weavile is also a problem. That thing is a threat. We have a couple of different ways to try to check it as best as we can, but we're just going to do our best in this term for this matchup, just because there's a lot of threats on the other side of the field. Not sure what's going to come, not sure what's not going to come. But going into the last part, hazards could potentially be a problem here. They do have magic bounce with Espeon if it does show up, and rapid spin with Iron Treads. There's also Clodsire, which kind of just sits on Rotom if it is a Water Absorb variant and not Unaware. It could very well be Unaware, just based off of the amount of setup that I do have on my side, but we'll end up seeing what happens with that. Going into the team we brought this week, we're starting off with our Landorus Therian. We're bringing another Choice Scarf set this week with Terra Ice for offensive capabilities. We are going to be running an Adamant Max Attack variant with Earthquake, Terra Blast for Terra Ice, U-Turn, and Rock Slide. This is going to be our main potential win con for this matchup. Hopefully we can get it in late and provide a lot of pressure and potentially just knock stuff out. If there is no Zapdos on the field, Earthquake is very free unless it's like Terraflying Como or Terraflying Espeon, which I don't think should show up at all this week, but it is possible. So even then, Earthquake and Terra Ice just combine for a lot of damage on the other side of the field. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. Our next mon is going to be Iron Crown this week. We're running Expert Belts with a modest build with 100 speed. 100 speed plus agility allows us to outspeed the entirety of his team, including +1 booster speed Iron Treads. So Iron Treads at +1 from a booster speed or a rapid spin, we outspeed it. We are running Psyshock, Tachyon Cutter, and Air Slash for damage. Air Slash is for Sinestia if we do happen to get in on it. Tachyon Cutter and Psyshock are there for stab. Psyshock is mainly there just because it really takes advantage of potentially specially bulky mons whenever this is sitting in front of them. So this is a potential cleaner as well, or just a wall breaker of some sort. So we're hoping it does massive damage. Going into our next mon, we do have Wheezing Galar this week again with a Rocky Helmet, this time with Levitate, in case we do see the Cloudsire. It's one of our main switch-ins for it. We're running max defense with 64 HP and 192 special defense with Sludge Bomb, Will-O-Wisp, Defog, and Haze. Haze for the Clangorous Soul if we can somehow get in on the Como-O before it Clangorous Souls. We do live at least one, if not two, flash cannons pretty easily, so with that 192 special defense, and we should be able to Will-O-Wisp as well. And we're running Defog just in case hazards do come, so that way we can try to get rid of them as quickly as possible. Going forward from here, we have Rotom Wash coming back again this week, this time with a wide lens. We're going with a more offensive set with Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, Hydro Pump, and Volt Switch. We do have a little bit of special attack investment. The wide lens is mainly there for the Will-O-Wisp because I tend to miss a lot of I tend to miss a lot of moves, and I didn't know what else to really put on Rotom for this week, just because Leftovers didn't seem to be a very good option, and I really want to hit my Will-O-Wisp, so we're running 124 defense with a bold nature, so that way we can live Triple Axle very well from Weavile, and make sure that Knockoff is a 2-hit KO, or a 3-hit KO, not a 2-hit KO. With 212 special defense, we can live Zapdos hits decently well if it's a bulky variant. If it's more of a fast offensive variant, we probably lose to that. But 116 speed allows us to outspeed max speed Azumarill, as well as a min speed Zapdos. So we should be able to get a quick pivot off into that and go into Landorus on a potential Volt Switch. Going into our next mon, we do bring the Garganical this week, and we are bringing Terra Water with Leftovers with a... That is 20 defense, not 820 defense. I do apologize for that typo there. With 20 defense, max special defense, and 236 HP with a careful nature. We're running careful so that way we can try to live in case Como-O decides to go on a rampage. We mainly want to keep it for that. We're running Salt Cure, Recover, and Protect, so that way we can chip things down. And then Stealth Rock is also there in case we do get the opportunity to throw up rocks. Yeah, this is just mainly our Como-O check. If it's anything that we can deal with, like if it's typing that we can deal with, then great. If not, then we might be screwed. But we'll deal with that when we get into the actual battle. Lastly, we are bringing Low Kicks. Like I said, this is the only thing that we can really deal with Sinestia. We are running Clear Amulet in case of Strength Sap. So that way we can keep our attack. Yes, it will fully heal Sinestia every time it uses it, but that's a turn wasted and allows us to potentially get a crit off. And we're running First Impression. Obviously, that just threatens Weavile all around. Leech Life for recovery. Throat Chop in case we do see a switch in onto it switch in of Como-O onto Low Kicks, as well as Knockoff for a lot of heavy stab. Tinted Lens, just because it's the best ability that this thing gets. And then max attack, max special defense with a little bit in speed, just because we had 4. It's better to throw it into speed than anything else. And we're running a careful nature so we can live Matcha Gotcha, Shadow Ball, and Hex very well from Sinestia. So that is the squad for week 6. Go ahead and check out Oro's channel in the top right or in the description, as well as check out the other WPF coaches. They are going to be linked down in the description, so go ahead and check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching the Team Builder. I'll see you guys in the battle for week 6, and best of luck to me and best of luck to Oro. Peace.